Here's a little alder tree that's been rubbed by the deer and or elk and is pretty deeply scarred. Still perfectly healthy. It looks to me like, well, it's hard to tell if it's perfectly healthy. May not be. But I want to go over here and take a look at some Pierce County native Ponderosa that we planted back in about 2006, I believe. And we had some contract loggers come in and do some thinning. That was our first major thinning on this particular property. Here's a little Pierce County native Ponderosas that occur up in the Spanaway, Fort Lewis area. We don't have them down here that I've seen. But they thrive down here on our property. And of course, when you get enough sun, the blackberries get in here. And this has got some really great blackberry plants. Well, they're an invasive weed. But one thing they do, and I like them around these little trees, is that they're protecting these trees from that deer rubbing. Some of these trees have had some deer rubbing in the past. They survived it. And since the blackberries have grown up around them so much, they're not getting rubbed anymore. These little trees are perhaps 5 to 7, 8 years away from starting to reproduce if they survive. And we'd like to see if we can get a lot of these little native Pierce County Ponderosas established down here. We planted them, little bunches of them around this property, so we've got probably a few dozen in total. You have to make a little bit of an opening. They don't want to grow in dense forest. So we made just a little like maybe a quarter, an eighth of an acre clearing here and planted a bunch of them. Along with some other things. The other things mostly haven't survived. We planted some, I think, grand fir, maybe some noble fir. Just a little too tough for those trees here. But we have a few of the native Ponderosas growing here and doing reasonably well, though I have no idea how they'll do in the long run. But if things are getting hotter and drier, as seems to be the case, they may thrive here.